Ideas alone are useless. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tristan Griffiths. You can find me across all social media as ImTristanG. Please do connect with me on your favourite platforms. Let's have a conversation, and I'd love to get to know you a little bit better and see if there's any way in which I can help you today. I want to talk about how ideas are useless. They're no good. And there's a caveat to this in the fact that ideas themselves are not useless, but ideas on their own are useless. It's said that the richest place in the world is the graveyard. It's the place where people's ideas go to die. People have these amazing ideas and concepts and projects and innovations, but they never realise them. Now, there's a massive difference between people who are realising these ideas and their dreams and chasing for the next thing. They do things slightly differently, but the idea themselves is useless without certain things. Ideas need to be explored, they need to be shared, they need to be explained, and they need to be developed. If you're not doing these key things with the ideas that you're having, what happens is that they go from being a great idea, a great concept, even possibly a great product or service. But if you don't explore them, develop them and share them, then that's all they are. They're just an idea. Have you ever had an idea where you've never actually gone and explored it? You've never shared it with anyone to find out what they think about it. You've never deep dive to find out whether or not it's something that people need. Is it just something that you're thinking about, or is it actually something that you should pursue? It's important to surround yourself with people on both sides. People who will encourage you to go out there and follow up with new ideas, but also people who will give you feedback honestly. And that's not people who are specifically critical, but it's people who will question and throw in new ideas to try and help you form a more rounded opinion about the original idea. I read a great book called The Great 8 that talks all about having 8 key people in your life, and they all play different roles. And when it comes to ideas, I'm a strong believer that you need to share these with as many people as possible. One of the big things that stops people from sharing ideas is that they're worried that people will steal them. Now, sure, history has shown that these things do happen. People do take ideas and go and develop them and build them into multi-billion pound industries. Like Facebook, for example, there's an argument that it was started not by Mark Zuckerberg, who now sits at the head of Facebook, but by 2 brothers who claim that Zuckerberg stole their idea and went and built it and, became the big empire that it is. But there's the key. It's in developing it, it's in exploring it, and it's in sharing it. If the idea hadn't been developed, Facebook wouldn't be what it is. If it hadn't been shared, it wouldn't be what it is. It's really important to understand that how it was portrayed, how it was explained, explored, and shared all played key factors in growing it into the massive empire that it is now. Now you're probably thinking, hold on, Facebook don't explain very much. Well, having a clear vision when they started out and being very specific to what they were trying to achieve in that moment, which has developed over time, is part of the reason that they drove such a huge empire forwards. It didn't start huge, it used to be exclusive and invite only. But at the time, they knew exactly what the idea was and what they were trying to achieve. And they shared the idea, they developed it and grew it. If they hadn't been developing it, they wouldn't have come out with all the new features, all the new opportunities, and opened up the platform to an even wider audience. When they shared those ideas, they got feedback. Even simple things such as removing the word "the" from the Facebook. So what ideas are you sat on right now that you haven't been sharing? This morning I put out a piece of content talking all about how coffee is a great opportunity. Getting together with people and having a conversation. It's a relaxed and informal environment that gives you the opportunity to explore ideas, to discuss things. People say that knowledge is power, but it's in the implementation of that knowledge, of that idea, that creates the power. Knowledge alone is abundant. You can literally look up nearly anything on the internet these days. We've got books, we've got libraries, we've got podcasts, we've got videos. You name it, you can tap into it. There is something being shared about pretty much everything. So if knowledge was power and knowledge was what was going to make the next big thing, going to make you rich, why isn't everyone that way? Everybody has access to that same knowledge. If you have an internet connection, you can get onto lots of different websites. You can watch videos, listen to podcasts, read people's blogs. But that's exactly it. An idea alone isn't enough. You need to develop it. You need to share it. You need to explore it. And you need to explain it. Any given idea, if you cannot explain it as if you're explaining it to a child, isn't a strong idea. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it's important to be able to explain what an idea is to a group of other people. If you can't explain it so that they can understand it easily and coherently, then you're going to have a problem in developing it. If people don't understand and don't see what you're trying to do, they can't get involved. People will only get involved and invested once they understand and feel connected to an idea. Your idea might be the best idea in the world, but if you can't communicate it, if you can't get it across to other people to get them involved, you're not going to build it on your own. You need a team of people around you. You need supporters, and you need people who are going to question it and challenge it so that you can properly develop the idea into what could be something amazing. Think today about what ideas in the past you've had and not developed. That will be opportunities, whether it's businesses, products, services, whatever it is that you haven't developed. That idea alone has no value. It's only at the point that you share it, you explain it, you explore it, and you develop it that an idea has its real value. So I'd love to hear what you're working on today. Now, you don't have to post it here for fear of other people stealing it, but please do share it. Find people around you that you trust. Reach out and share those ideas, get their input and start to develop them. I hope that you found this useful. Remember that this is a series called 8 at 8. It's 8 minutes of knowledge sharing coming to you weekday mornings at 8 a.m. Thank you so much for being part of my community. I hope you found it useful. And if you did, please, my big ask is that you hit the share button. You never know who in your community might be sat on a brilliant idea today and might just need that little nudge to take the next steps. So please hit share. You never know who might really appreciate you pushing them to take bigger action on the ideas and to give them real weight and value.